Everyone says they'd be brave when it matters, that if the moment came, they'd be the hero, but you never really know, do you? You never know until you're the one standing in an empty hallway, alarms, a distant scream, your hand trembling as you grip the cold metal of a locker. You never know until you see it, that look in your friend's eyes, the unnatural weight of their bag, and a knot in your stomach tells you something is terribly, terribly wrong. That's the moment. That's when you find out who you really are. I was always the quiet one, the observer. I saw everything. I saw how the school was a pressure cooker, how easily fights would break out, how everyone retreated into their own little bubbles, their cliques. It was tense. And I saw him. I saw how he was changing. He used to laugh in the back of class, but now he was just gone. Angry, isolated, posting things online that felt like a cry for help disguised as rage. He wasn't a bad kid. I knew that. He was just broken, invisible, and I understood that feeling more than anyone knew. I saw myself in his loneliness because I used to be just like him. I knew what that silent, simmering anger felt like, that feeling of being completely alone in a crowded room. That recognition hit me hard. I saw him, and I saw a ghost of my former self. The internal battle began almost immediately, a constant war inside my head. Should I say something? But what if I'm wrong? I'd look like a fool. Worse, what if he finds out it was me? What would he do? The fear was paralyzing. It's so much easier to do nothing, to just look away and hope for the best. But then, a memory surfaced. My own rock bottom. The darkness that almost swallowed me whole. I remembered the person who reached out. It wasn't some grand gesture. It was just a simple message from a coach asking if I was okay. One message. That's all it took to pull me back from the edge. It saved me. And I thought, maybe I can do the same for him. So I made a choice. I wouldn't accuse him. I would connect with him. I sent a text, just asking how he was. I stayed a minute after class to talk about the homework. Small gestures, tiny bridges of empathy over a massive, lonely canyon. I just wanted him to know he wasn't invisible. Then came the day. The air in the school felt different, charged with a heavy stillness. And I saw him, walking with a purpose I hadn't seen before, that heavy bag slung over his shoulder, and that look in his eyes. It was a look of finality. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to hide, to become invisible again. But I didn't. I acted. My hands shook as I pulled out my phone and called for help, my voice barely a whisper. Then I walked toward him. I didn't yell. I just started talking, my voice calm, distracting him, asking about a video game we both liked, anything to break his focus. I fought, not with my fists, but with words, with courage I never knew I had. I fought with the belief that one small act could change everything, and in those few critical moments, before help arrived, it did. No one clapped. There was no ceremony. In the chaos that followed, my role went unnoticed, and that was okay. The important thing was what happened next. My classmate got help, not hatred. The story, when it was told, wasn't about violence. It became a story about awareness, about looking out for one another. I didn't do it for glory. I did it because it was the right thing to do. Knowing that, knowing he was safe, that everyone was safe. That's enough. That's everything. Heroes don't always wear capes or carry badges. Sometimes they're just the quiet kid in the back of the class who refuses to stay silent. Courage isn't always a loud roar. Sometimes it's just a whisper that says, "Not today." Thanks for watching. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know you're not alone and help is available. Talk to a friend, a family member, a teacher, or a professional. Take care of each other and please consider subscribing for more stories that matter.